So, hold up, wait. I'm confused. Was I supposed to hate this movie? What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good summer. I am John Maffio. Welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. Today's featured movie is Terminator Genisys. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Clarke, Emilia Clarke, Jai Courtney, among others. It's directed by Alan Taylor, who directed the last Thor movie, and he's directed a few episodes of Game of Thrones. The plot basically revolves around the very beginning of the first Terminator, where we see the future where John Connor is the leader fighting with the Resistance trying to destroy Skynet. And they send Kyle Reese back in time to go have sex with Sarah Connor in 1984 so they can conceive John Connor and save the world from Skynet. But when Jai Courtney, who plays Kyle Reese in this movie, gets there, turns out things are not quite the way they used to be. People who went in to see this movie, if you're smart, you went in with low expectations. You did not go into this movie expecting it to be Terminator 2. You expected it to be maybe a fun action flick or something okay or something really, really bad. That's what I expected. But in the end, I'm just going to throw it out there right now. Terminator Genisys, that's how you pronounce it. I'm just going to call it Terminator Y. Even though I think there's no purpose and there's no fulfillment in having this movie made, it's still an enjoyable experience. Despite saying that, though, there are a lot of problems with it. I was rolling with the plot of this movie for a little bit, at least for the first act anyway. It's basically just a recreation of the first movie, the very first movie from 1984. Except this time, after they send Kyle Reese back in time, you see everything that happens after Kyle Reese is sent back in time in the future. You see everything, all the behind-the-scenes stuff and what happens, and the timeline gets destroyed and then rebuilt and created in a way that's very convoluted and confusing, and that's where I cannot get past this movie because so much weird stuff happens. First of all, if you're going to recast Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese, you don't replace him with a guy like Jai Courtney. Now, I don't have a problem with Jai Courtney like most people do in the film reviewing community. He's a mediocre actor, though, and you don't cast mediocrity with a character like that. Kyle Reese has personality. This actor does not have personality. Having said that, he wasn't terrible in this movie. He was just okay. Quick thing I gotta say is that Emilia Clarke, Jason Clarke, John Connor, Sarah Connor, did they cast them on purpose for that? But I have to say, Emilia Clarke playing Sarah Connor, she emulated Linda Hamilton's style as Sarah Connor very well, but she didn't make her own acting presence as the character. Arnold Schwarzenegger's back as a T-800, and he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's probably one of the best parts of the movie, even though they give him a lot of stupid one-liners that are just callbacks to the first few movies, and they seem lazy. Him having a role in this film does give the film as a whole a little more validity and levity. It gives it more identification as a sequel to a Terminator franchise that was once helmed by the great James Cameron. Let me just get into the story here. Again, like I said before, I was rolling with it for the first act, because even though I hate when sequels to beloved franchises just do a bunch of nostalgic things that call back to the original movies. I hate that, but they did it in a really organic way, I feel like, in the first half of this movie. And then the timeline, they go into this whole thing about the timeline where everything changed. Something else happened years before 1984. Things happened in years before 2029, but in between when Judgment Day happened, which is when the world went boom, if you haven't seen the Terminator movies. And it just gets so convoluted and confusing. And if I think about it right now, it hurts my head. I feel like scrambled eggs because it just makes no goddamn sense. It's hard enough to recast an iconic film and cast from the previous movies, but I did honestly buy into this whole world until the whole story got convoluted, and that's when I started to realize that this whole movie felt like it was a Halloween makeup party where everybody was dressing as certain characters and trying to just have fun. It felt like a kid who had seen the first two Terminator movies and did not pay attention for both of them, just decided to make up his own fucking thing. Oh, what if this character didn't die? And what if this character turned out to be this kind of character? Ooh, wow, that's crazy, right? And what if this happened instead of this happening, therefore making the first two movies irrelevant in regards to this movie? It's really stupid, nonsensical, and bizarre. But I have to say, honestly, as stupid and bad as this movie was, because it was stupid and bad, definitely, I still enjoyed it and I had fun with it. enjoyed and had fun with it. Still was not a good movie. Would I watch it again if it was on cable? Sure, probably would watch it over Terminator Salvation, because this felt like a true successor to the first 2 or even 3 Terminator movies, but still a bad movie. Don't pay for it, wait for it on cable. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. This is a Sam Worthington. This is kind of funny because Sam Worthington was the Terminator in the last movie. Why are they still making Terminator movies? Let it die! But I want to know from you guys, what did you think of Terminator Genisys? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Facebook and Twitter in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and please let this franchise die. It's seen enough. Just watch the first 2 movies and then call it a day. Forever. See you guys next time.